I spent last 1800 days trying to build an SMMA agency, and the story started back in 2018. So I was in Delhi preparing for IES exam, and my parents wanted me to prepare for it, and of course me also, because I wanted to make some money. I was in desperation of making some money. And at that time a friend visited me and he showed me his bank account. He just received $1,000 from US, and here I was just feeling really bad to ask money from my parents. I have been spending their money a lot on the college fees, then paying the rent at Delhi I used to live. Then I felt that this thing is not for me, IES is not for me, and I started reading about entrepreneurship, and I actually started following Gary Vee at that time. I went back home after all these preparations, and I told my parents at home I'll be preparing for my GATE exam, and on my side hustle I started a blog named Success Toaster. Do not search it, really bad blogs. And at that time I was reading Gary Vee's Crushing It, and then I realized that I've never seen a blog that is making good money. I gained around 1,000 followers around that. I don't know, it was 100 followers, 200 followers or 1,000 followers, but there was one blog that worked well for me. It was how to tell a story, and at that time I thought that this is not going to work for me. Then I started seeing some ads, and I subscribed to an email list by Ty Lopez when I was in college, and he used to email me a lot. At that time I thought that let's try to build a marketing agency. I purchased his course. It was around $2,000 back then. I had some savings, and the savings was for some other thing. I was really enthusiastic about learning some personal development stuff, and I started saving that money from my college days. I used to get 6,000 rupees from my parents from every month. Then I thought that I'm not be able to work from my home, because I planned to start a marketing agency about the restaurants, and there weren't very much restaurants in my place. My GATE exam was in 2019 in Feb, and I moved to Chandigarh in 2019. I started living in my friend's apartment, and I used to sleep on floor, and I had around 2,000 rupees in my pocket at that time. 2,000 rupees for a month, and I used to eat oats, bananas, and then because I didn't have money, but Chandigarh had lots of restaurants, I started approaching all these restaurants, door-to-door sales. I felt I was really enthusiastic about my work, and at that time I thought that if I'm able to start a restaurant marketing agency, I'll be making a lot of money, because I have seen that in US restaurant marketing agencies were earning a lot. And then I spent around 2 to 3 months just trying to close one client. But what I felt was that restaurants in Chandigarh didn't have that knowledge at that time that they will be able to generate some sales, or they'll be able to increase the customers by doing Facebook and Instagram ads. I tried that, but didn't work for me. Then I thought that let's try using LinkedIn and Instagram to generate the leads for e-commerce. Started approaching the clients, did around 100 to 200 sales calls, closed my first client for 1,000 rupees. Within a month I closed a client for 5,000 rupees, and back to back in that month I closed around 5 clients, so around 25,000. I was earning 25,000. By having these 5 clients I was feeling a lot of burden, because I used to do all the things for them, the website stuff, the Facebook and Instagram ads, the Google ads. It was a lot of hectic work. Then I thought that I won't be able to do this for 5,000 rupees. I increased my fees to around 10,000, and that was kind of a barrier. I think I closed around 10 clients. Some were for 5,000 rupees, some were for 10,000 rupees. I started making around 70,000. And at that time I met my college friend Aditya. He was also enthusiastic about starting his own agency, and at that time I moved to Delhi because I felt that I won't be able to make much money while sitting at my home, which was really small place, and Delhi's expenses were huge. And then I thought that 10 clients are really difficult to manage, and of course if you're just making 70,000 rupees, you cannot have an employee. Then I started learning high ticket sales, purchased few programs, read some books, and at that time I closed 2 clients for 35,000 rupees, and I discontinued with all the clients that were paying me for 10,000. And at that time COVID hit. I had to move back home, and e-commerce was all closed. And at that time I felt that it's not about new lead gen processes, new sales processes. I need to clear my mental barriers. I started reading some books about the mental clarity. I had a sales call book with this shirts brand, and I pitched $3,000 to him, closed that client, and the client told me that he'll be paying me within 1 hour. Kept on waiting for his money the whole night, didn't sleep. Received a message at around 4 a.m. in the morning, received around $3,000 in my PayPal account, and I was damn happy. I was making more money than all my college friends. I raised my revenue to around 5 lakhs a month. Now, because of the hectic schedule, I became a little less interested in all this stuff. And at that time, I felt that I need to learn about systemization. I need to do something that I can do all these processes in less time. And at that time, the first goal was to automate the process which was taking the most time. I reduced all my clients to just one niche. So I was doing e-commerce. I just started doing fashion e-commerce. That's it. Then the next process was, of course, lead gen. I was spending around 3 to 4 hours on doing the sales calls. And most of these sales calls were with the non-ideal customers. And at that time, I felt that I cannot spend my time on talking to non-ideal customers. I automated that stuff about doing the sales calls. And this is just 2 people operating the agency. And we reduced the work to just 2 hours. So one person was just operating for 1 hour and we were making around 10 lakhs a month. So everything was reduced down to one mode of generating the leads, one client delivery system, and then one product, one niche. Everything was automated then. And at that time, I thought that let's replicate the exact same system on one of my friend's business. And that friend was just going to start with his business, and we made the exact same systems in his work. And he started making around 2 to 3 lakhs a month. And then we got 5 more people into this Make Your Agency stuff when we launched it into the beta thing. 4 of them closed their first 5 clients within first 3 months. And this was becoming a success. And that was the time that we realized that this thing can really work. This 2 hours agency can really build good businesses. And if you want to replicate the exact same system in your business, you can just click the link down below in the description and you can book a call and let's see if this system can be implemented in your business or not. We'll tell you on the call right away.